Hi everyone, welcome back to Grounded Haven Homestead. The other day we picked up a brand new grill for our patio, and today I'm going to show you the very first meal that we cooked on it. We're going to be having a full Korean barbecue experience, so I'll show you how I put that all together. First, let's get some ingredients prepped. I have some vegetables to cut up. First, I'm going to cut this onion. I'm going to be grilling some of it, and I'm also going to thinly slice some of this to put in our salad. I also have a carrot that I'm going to be peeling and using my julienne tool to create little strips that I'm also going to put in the salad. I really like this tool for prepping carrots for salads because it gets them really thin but also long, and it incorporates really nicely into the salad. I find that if you just chop your carrots, they just fall to the bottom of the salad bowl usually, and I find that these julienne shreds mix up very nicely with the lettuce. Next, I also had a few mushrooms hanging out in the fridge, so I'm also just going to cut these up into smaller pieces and just grill these since I'm going to have the grill on. And mushrooms are probably one of my favorite things to eat, and grilling them makes them even better. Next, I'm going to work on the salad dressing, and I've shown this before. It is a dressing that you often get served when you go to Korean barbecue restaurants. So it's a little bit of sugar, soy sauce, sesame oil, gochugaru, some rice vinegar, and a little bit of minced garlic. So you just mix that all up together, and then I'm going to add my onions and carrots first to get that all nicely mixed up, and then I'm going to add my lettuce. The salad goes so well with Korean barbecue. It has a lot of those similar flavors. It's savory, sweet, and spicy, but you also get that fresh, crisp lettuce and a little bit of tang from the vinegar to brighten everything up. Next, I'm going to work on some dipping sauces and condiments. And you would normally get a trio when you go to Korean barbecue, so I'm kind of trying to replicate that here. The first one is super easy. It's just sesame oil, salt, and pepper. And this one goes really well, especially if you have very strongly marinated flavored meats, because this one is very mild. It just adds a little bit of richness and extra flavor. So that one just takes like 2 seconds to put together. The next one is a soy sauce based one. And instead of mixing up my ingredients, I actually have a jar of soy sauce pickled vegetables in the fridge. I have some homegrown onions and also Korean chilies. And this is pickled in vinegar, soy sauce, and a little bit of sugar, which are basically the ingredients you would put together if you were going to make a soy sauce dip like this. So I figured I might as well use this, and then we can also use the pickled vegetables on top of our wraps as well. And the last dip is the most flavorful one. It's called samjang, and first we're starting with some gochujang, which is Korean hot pepper paste. We really love this hot pepper paste because it's spicy but also has a good amount of sweetness to it as well. Then I'm going to be taking some Japanese miso. Normally you would use the Korean equivalent of this product, which is called doenjang, but I don't have that, and also I kind of prefer miso instead of the Korean version as well. Sorry to any Koreans out there. I just find miso to be a little bit more mild because the Korean version is usually quite strong and funky. Then I'm going to add a little bit of sesame oil to thin this out, and then a little bit of sugar to add some more sweetness, but you can also use honey. And I think I've also seen people use like grated apples or Asian pears as well if you want a more natural way to add that sweetness, and you can also add some minced garlic. So you just mix that all together, and this paste is so flavorful. It's going to go so well with our barbecue. So now it's time to fire up the grill. I'm gonna get a couple of burners going and cover the lid to let it preheat. And I just love how clean and beautiful and new this grill is right now. I know it's never gonna look like this again once you use it the first time, so just enjoying how beautiful and fresh it is for the moment. Here is the marinated meat I'm going to be using, and my parents actually bought this meat pre-marinated at an Asian grocery store, so I'm not sure what it's marinated with, but after eating it, it seems like a pretty simple marinade, mostly like soy sauce and garlic. These are really thin slices of pork, so these are going to cook really quickly on the grill, and I have it turned up pretty high so that we can get some nice char marks on there. Now that we have this grill, we can get us so much closer to having a full Korean barbecue experience, because at a Korean barbecue restaurant, you would have those grills right at your table, and it's not something we can really do indoors, especially because we only have an electric stove. So I'm really excited to open up a new possibility of more things that we can cook at home without having to go out to a restaurant and in the comfort of our own backyard.
Wow. Whoa. Yeah.
Put that back.
This one.
Let me take off. Get up high.
I think it's done.
So we're setting up the final spread now. We have our salad. I also have some white rice, and I just brought it out in my rice cooker so that I could stay warm. We have some romaine lettuce and also our 3 different dips. And here is everything all together, and we can make some delicious Korean barbecue lettuce wraps now. We've got some beautiful char and flavor on that Korean barbecue meat. And because it's such a fatty cut of meat as well, you don't really have to worry about overcooking it on the grill.
Well, that's how you're doing it?
I'm also realizing just now that I forgot to bring out some kimchi, which is completely inexcusable. It's something you would definitely have with this meal, and I'm really mad at myself for forgetting. But that's okay, we still enjoyed this meal as is.
Are you putting mushroom and onions in there? Huh?
What did you ask me? Or did you say me?
Oh boy.
Don't forget the sauce here too. Sesame oil, salt and pepper.
So last line of defense, I try so hard to
Good.
Yeah. It's part of the marinade. So, I do wish we had a giant Justin wall of K-pop.
I was gonna say. I knew you were gonna say that.
That would be sweet.